Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Nebraska. It's flipping cold. The sun's coming out though, that's good. But we're getting all bundled up. It's early for us. It's like 6, which is 6:30, 7. It's almost 7. Hell, I don't know what time it is. What time is it? 6:06. It's 6:06, which is really early for us. The girls are getting bundled up and ready to go. Mike's over there all ready to go. Look at him. Always the early riser. Anyway, today is 645 miles, so it's gonna be a lot of highway today. Boring, but we got to get this done. So that's what we're gonna do. Gonna fill up. Hopefully Baby Badger's bike will start all day. If not, who knows what we'll do. Push start it, we'll get it done somehow. Anyway, off to misery. All right, gas stop number 2 in the books. It is 10:46. We have 437 miles. It says we'll get there about 5:30. We have a few more stops. So I'm guessing probably about 7 o'clock to get into Missouri tonight. But anyway, that's where we stand for now. Now let's get those girls out here so we can continue on. Here we go. Welcome to Iowa. Windy as shit. Stop number 3. It is definitely the starter on the V-Rod. I can hit it. You can see all the marks on it where I've been smacking it with a wrench to get it to start. I don't know how long I'm going to be able to do that, but hopefully I can do it all the way back to Florida. Then, you know, the bike gets parked, so I can find another starter and put it in there. It doesn't look like that big of a job, but hopefully I can make it there. The wind is definitely picking up. We are now in Missouri. So that last stop we were in Nebraska, we went through Iowa, now Missouri, and we are 309 miles out. So we're gonna eat here. They have a Subway and a Chester's Chicken inside. So we're gonna stop here, eat, and then hit the road again. We're in Kansas City. We have 3 hours left, 196 miles. One more gas stop. Here we go. All right guys, we made it. 652 miles. It's 6:30. They have food here, which is awesome because it's cashew freaking chicken. Baby Badger's bike, we're still having issues with. You can see I kind of got it apart. We will see what we can come up with it. About 7 miles outside of Springfield, all of her instrument panel and gauges stopped working. It still ran fine, so we rode it here, and I did find a blown fuse, so we'll fix that and then we'll go from there. So anywho, that's where we're at. I'm gonna go eat and we'll see you guys here in a few. Oh, there, little drunkenness for you. Hi guys, so we've eaten. The family's all out in the dark watching stars and satellites because it's super dark out here. We're out in the middle of the country. Just saw a train of satellites go across the sky. That was pretty cool. But you know, it's those things you don't get. I live in the city, so I don't get that very much. So they're all out enjoying that. Little update on Desi's bike. So she had popped the fuse, and that's what had killed all her gauges. I've changed the fuse. Everything seems to be working fine. We'll know more tomorrow. And then looks like the solenoid, her starter solenoid, has went out, and so I can just jump across the solenoid and get it to start. So I'll probably do that till we get back to Florida, and then that'll be another winter project to get that solenoid, to find one first. It's a V-Rod, so who knows if and when and how I can find a new solenoid for it. But we'll get a new solenoid and we'll continue on down the way. I mean, that bike now has over 40,000 miles. It's a 19-year-old bike with 40,000 miles, and the starter solenoid is the only issue we've ever had with it. I mean, how do you complain about that? You really can't. And of course, most of you know that I've got nothing in the bike. It's really, literally spent $1,500 on the bike, and then I've put tires and brakes and oil and maintenance stuff. But I mean, this is the only repair that I've had to do, and it's not really that big of a deal. So no big deal. Still a super reliable, fun bike for the amount of money we have into it. Speaking of bikes, so Mama Badger and I had a very serious conversation about getting new bikes. We did it while we were in Sturgis, actually in the hot tub at Holiday Inn. We had this discussion. We've decided not to get new bikes. Who would have guessed? So, we kicked it around. And the truth of the matter is, our bikes are, of course, all paid for. They're high mileage. But there's really nothing that I can't fix for a couple $1,000s. Even if I had to put a motor in one, $3,000-$4,000. That's way cheaper than $20,000-$30,000. The other thing is I can get parts pretty easily from about anywhere. We've learned that in all of our travels. And then on top of that, everything's pretty simple to get to. Like, even from what I understand, the new Softails, it's really a bitch to even get to the battery. And I know the baggers, right? To get to those, you have to move multiple things just to jump start it. And I know that's not a big deal, but I mean, if you're hiding the battery, which the battery is going to go out, it's not a question of if, but when. All batteries give up. So you bury that and make it hard to get to? I mean, come on, guys. The simple maintenance stuff should be readily accessible. But I guess that's the other thing about our bikes. They're just new enough and just old enough. So they're new enough, they're injected. I know some people like carburetors. I like the injected part. So they have a little electronics on them, but not a lot. There's not much on the bike I can't fix on the road. My little tool bag has enough tools to do almost anything on that bike sitting alongside the highway. And, when you travel a lot of miles, I think that's an important thing. Because you don't always want to have to call a tow truck, have your bike towed to the dealership, and then wait for them to get to fixing it if they have the parts. You see what I'm saying? Whereas, I can just do it. It's kind of like the fork seal on Angie's bike. I picked up a fork seal. I changed it within an hour in the parking lot. If I'd have took that to Harley, I would have had to wait in line. Who knows how long. It probably took a day. For me to get that changed at a Harley dealership would have probably taken a day. And what took me an hour. And I honestly didn't have a day to spend. I was on Route 66 doing my thing. So I'd have probably just not fixed it. And I would have waited till I was done with Route 66 and then took it to the dealer. But anyway, to each their own. I'm not saying if you want a new bike, don't go get a new bike. I'm not saying that at all. You get what you want and what you enjoy. I'm just telling you that Angie and I talked about it, and for us, it doesn't make any sense. There's no need. But I will say this. I think we're going to upgrade the suspension. So my bike's got 160-some thousand miles on it. It's still on the stock suspension. The roads seem to be getting rougher, or I'm getting older. I'm not sure which one of those, and maybe a combination of both. So I think this winter, my goal is going to be to upgrade the suspension on both our bikes. So I know there's a few companies that make stuff, Legends. What's your preferred company? Of all the suspension companies out there, which one's your favorite? Let me know in the comments below. I'm going to start doing my due diligence and making my choice this winter. I'm not going to do anything before then, but this winter I'm going to upgrade our suspension and carry on with the bikes we have. I mean, the other thing about a new bike is if the new bike got scratched or dinged or dented, I would be really upset. It just adds more character to Silver, so it doesn't upset me like that. So you got that going for it too. And Silver is a world record holding bike. I don't know if it can hold the world record, but I broke the world record riding Silver, so I can't get rid of Silver. I'll never get rid of Silver, so I might as well ride it as long as I possibly can till it's unrideable. That's the plan. I'm sure that'll change. 6 months from now, I'll be like, should I get a new bike again? Anyway, I've rambled on and on. It's late. I've got to get up early. We got another 600-mile day tomorrow, and then a 600-mile day the next day, and then we'll be home for 4 or 5 days, 6 days, and then we're back on the road again. So I need to get this video edited, get it uploaded, and see you all tomorrow.